We're here in Medicine Hat, Alberta, which happens to be the sunniest city in all of Canada. And do you know what goes perfectly well with a hot sunny day? An ice cold beer. My name's Eric McRitchie, and I'm on a mission to discover the Alberta Ale Trail. We're here to discover incredible breweries and to meet the passionate people who are putting their heart and their souls into making some of Alberta's best beer. Anytime you have people come together to share good beers, there's bound to be an interesting story or two. And so that's what we're up to. We want to meet these people and help tell their stories about how beer draws communities together. But before we get to those stories, let's talk a little bit about the Highway 3 Ale Trail here in Southern Alberta. The Highway 3 Ale Trail links some of Southern Alberta's most unique craft breweries. Running between Crow's Nest Pass and Medicine Hat and stopping through towns like Lethbridge and Fort Macleod. It's a journey through local flavors, with each brewery bringing its own twist to Alberta's thriving craft beer scene. Our first stop on the Ale Trail is Hell's Basement here in Medicine Hat.
My name's Ty. I'm the head brewer here at Hell's Basement Brewery. I've been here for just over 5 years. I make all the beer, package it, send it out the door, and enjoy a few at the end of the night. Beer takes 4 basic ingredients: malt barley, hops, yeast, and water. We're lucky enough just to have some of the best barley in the world.
Forgive me for asking, but you were a younger guy, right? How did you get into this beer world, and how did you end up being a head brewer at a brewery here in Medicine Hat?
Yeah, it's kind of a funny story. I actually grew up in Montana. I always knew I was really interested in brewing and fermentation sciences. When I graduated high school, they wouldn't let me go to brewing schools in the States because I wasn't 21.
Okay.
And so I was in business school for a year, and then I said, you know what, screw it, I'll move to Canada.
Yep.
They'll let me brew at 18 up there.
For Ty, brewing is all about blending tradition and creativity, finding new ways to bring unique flavors to life.
We definitely like to try to keep things somewhat traditional with our basic ingredients, but we can add different techniques to the brewing process and kind of really play around and see what we can come up with and see how it affects the end product.
So tell me a little bit about Hell's Basement. It's kind of a unique name. Where did that come from?
So the name comes from a Rudyard Kipling quote, famous author. He was touring across Canada with the military. And at the time, he was riding through Medicine Hat, they were digging for coal. The Medicine Hat has all these giant natural gas pockets underneath, and they kept hitting natural gas. They didn't really know what to do with it at the time, so they would just light it on fire and let it burn off. So as he was riding through the country, he literally just saw fires shooting out of the ground everywhere. And he wrote, "This part of the country seems to have all hell for a basement, and Medicine Hat seems to be the only trapdoor."
We've seen the process, we've heard the passion, we've heard all about how you do it, but we finally get to taste it. This is exciting.
Yeah, so this is almost finished beer right out of the tank. It really doesn't get any fresher than this. So this is our all hops for a basement. It's a West Coast IPA, one of our flagships, one of our best sellers. It's almost done. We'll package it by the end of the week, but it's good to taste now.
That sounds pretty good to me. Cheers. We've been asking around the brewery about people that we could talk to who are connected to this place and who love the beer and the community that's been developed. And person after person keep bringing up one particular name: Barry.
I'm just a customer here at this brewery. I enjoy the place, and I come here a lot. I was the third person through the door, actually. To me, drinking beer on tap is much better than drinking a can or a bottle, so I usually come here for 2 pints every day.
Barry's experience with craft beer began decades ago. His passion has only continued to grow.
In 1971, I toured my first brewery, so I thought I'd better tour every brewery in Canada, because at the time there was under 50 in the whole country. And I was long past drinking mainstream beer by then.
Yeah. If you happen to swing by Hell's Basement and you see Barry inside having a cold pint and Terry's not with him, there's a very good chance that you'll find her outside on the patio. Terry lovingly tends to the gardens here at Hell's Basement. She wants to make this place more beautiful, more welcoming, more like a home, so that when people come, they feel comfortable.
It's become our second home here, actually, because our family are all up in Edmonton Sherwood Park, so they've kind of adopted us as the family, and we just help out and promote the place because the staff is like our family here. So and we just feel really happy. They've been so good to us here too.
Hell's Basement has become a home base for Barry and his motorcycle group. And it's no accident that Barry finds himself sitting at the largest table in the room.
Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at about 3 to 4 o'clock, this table fills up with people.
Barry started coming and then he joined the motorcycle club. Then they all come here too now, right? We always joke Friday's the safety meeting at the brewery. We call it the table of knowledge because you always learn something new from somebody when when you're drinking beer, right?
Yep. Yeah. I mean, the stories that are told and the laughter that happens, and it's something that's contagious, I think.
Exactly.
Draws people together, which is one of the best things about a good beer. From regulars to travelers just passing through, Hell's Basement has cultivated a community where everyone belongs. It's more than just a brewery. It's a place where stories are shared, friendships are made, and everyone is welcome to a seat at the table.
If you've been in Europe and you understand the pub culture there, that's what I think we're starting to develop here with microbreweries.
Yeah.
Like if you're in a small town in Ireland or England or Germany, you want to see how the people live there, you go to the pub and you talk to locals, and boy, they're helpful. They'll tell you what you need to see and stuff. And that's what's happening with microbeer too. Microbreweries are all local businesses, and so they're invested in the local area. And I think the culture is developing right across the country, to be honest with you, not just Medicine Hat.
It's just a very friendly place to come.
We started our adventure on the Ale Trail, trying to find stories about the way that beer brings people together, and we found that and so much more. Meeting Barry and Terry here at Hell's Basement have really helped us to understand how a rich and a diverse community can be formed around a beverage that so many people in the world love.